anfitrión Carlos González. Te invitamos a estar al pendiente de horarios y a ponerte al día con pláticas, reflexiones y entrevistas del momento. Cada quien sus cosas con Carlos González. No te lo puedes perder.
Amigos, bienvenidos una vez más a Cada quien sus cosas. Thank you so much for joining us today one more time. And once again, we thank you for everything you do in the community and for the availability that you guys have. And speaking of which, I got a special guest today that is Pastor Irvin Clark. And Pastor, it's an honor and a privilege.
Buenos dias. Good morning.
Buenos dias, Pastor. Tell me what's going on. I mean, this is, I know we got another mega event coming up and people is everywhere is trying to struggling a little bit to get out of their cocoon, but I believe that we're about ready to get on, Pastor.
You know, Pastor Carlos, there are a lot of things that are happening in the community, and I just want to be an encouragement to people today that there is help out there and help is available. Mega food drive coming up May the 23rd, again at Panther Stadium. That's just off the Beltway, North Lake Houston Parkway. That'll be a Saturday morning. So those that are needing food assistance can look forward to that. And we'll send you a flyer and send some more information so that we can give you more details. But that's coming up May the 23rd.
That will be fantastic. And I know that you gave me some numbers the last time, and I believe it was 11,600 people that was served. And that's the honor and the glory is to God.
Yes, yes. And you know, 11,600 people come out, which says that there is a great need in the North Channel area. But it moved beyond that because we had people from all around the city that came to this event to get food for their families. So 11,000 people were well served, and we were grateful to partner with the food bank and to be able to put on such a mega food drive.
I believe that it does take a lot of effort. It takes a lot of hands. It takes so many supplies, and we thank the Houston Food Bank. I guess Inspired Church was highly involved.
Yes.
System Response that is on the mix, trying to get all these million masks with 1,000 churches. We see that everybody's trying to pitch in, Pastor. What do you think? For how long do you think this mask for all will be lasting? And I believe that in the next food drive, we need to have a whole bunch of masks.
Well, that's our intention. We've been working with several organizations to come up with masks so that we'll have enough masks to be able to present to families at the food drive. How long will this be? We don't know, but we know that right now there's a mandate that if you're out in the public that you should have a mask on. You should make sure that your children have a mask on so that you can be safe. Now, when we do the food drive, we'll have masks. Hopefully we can have enough and we don't run out, but we will have enough food, and that's going to be a great thing. But, you know, Pastor Carlos, it's an interesting thing to see so many agencies willing to come together and help. Yes, Inspired Church, I'm a part of Inspired Church. They were a part of this, but there were many other churches around the area that were also a part of the mega food drive, along with some elected officials that were a part of it as well. So it's a good thing to see the unity happening in our community.
Hurricane Harvey resulted in the largest housing disaster in U.S. history. Over a year later, tens of thousands of families are still displaced or living in damaged houses. Recovery is far from finished and could take over a decade to complete. But together, we can make a difference. Volunteer in your community today and help turn damaged houses back into homes again for families just like yours.
That is fantastic. And you know, and that brings me to another subject, Pastor, a subject that is very, very sad and very pressing in our community because there is a lot of people getting their eviction notices in their apartments going in the second month of not being able to pay the rent. And that's going to turn into another big problem besides our food that is needed in so many houses.
Yeah, you know, Pastor Carlos, I hope that you can get the link, and I'm sure you will get the link that it's a rental assistance program that was really just activated yesterday by the mayor's office. It's millions of dollars of relief. And I don't want to give the exact number, but it's millions of dollars of relief. But I will tell your listening audience, please don't delay in applying. Make sure that you apply early. Do whatever you can to apply right now, because that money will not last long. But if you need rental assistance, please look at the link, and I think we'll either put it on the screen or you'll share it at the end of the program. But make sure that you go and apply, because there is funding available for all families.
Yes, and to repeat what Pastor is saying in Spanish, hay fondos ya aprobados para ayuda para su renta. Vamos a tener algunas imágenes aquí del mayor de la ciudad de Houston haciendo esta declaración y haciendo también a dónde tienes que ir en la link para aplicar por fondos. Una cosa que te puedo decir, amigo, amiga, es que no te quedes paralizado, sino que actúes. One of the things that I fear the most, Pastor, is that people will get paralyzed analyzing the current situation. There is nothing we can do once we're paralyzed. So we got to get engaged, and start working in our community and seeing that helping him, because there is so many people, Pastor, that is trying to reach out and help somebody.
Yeah, fear does cripple us. It has a tendency to make us just freeze right in the moment of adversity. The Bible says that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but he's given us a sound mind. So in our sound mind, what we have to do is we have to begin to move forward. Again, to your listening audience and to all of you that are listening, wherever you are, don't get stuck in fear right now. What you should do is get moving. And what I mean by getting moving is, if you have a need for food, get going. Find a place that they are giving out food so that you can get that. If you have a need for rental assistance, find that. Go out and find that place and get going. But whatever you do, don't sit in today and feel like there is no hope. I serve a God that is full of hope. I have faith that is full of hope. And what I want you to do as a listening audience, I want you to be encouraged today to know that where you may feel like you're fearful and there is no hope, there's hope right out there for you. And all you have to do is get moving, get going, make some phone calls, and you can find, whether it's rental assistance, medical assistance, food, whatever you need, there is something out there for you. But you've got to take the first step. Take the first step of faith, and you'll find that there is some help right out there for you.
You know, Pastor, it never ceases to amaze me that memes and bad news spread so quickly throughout media. But when it comes for something intellectual or for something that is about helping our community, it moves so slow. And I want to invite our people that is watching us. There is really, so they understand, there is a sacrifice of our time. And I know you, Pastor, you're so busy. El Pastor Clark siempre está ocupado. Yo tengo cosas que hacer. But we take the time to come and give out the good news. This Friday, there is a food drive here on 1709 Southmore, isn't that, for the area of Pasadena? And I forgot the name of the church, but it's just down the road in Pasadena. So there is several people activating, and they keep on moving. And I want to thank, what is that? Attack Poverty.
Attack Poverty, yes, is another organization that's really doing some great work. Again, hopefully we can post some of these, or just let them go to Houston Response website, and they can find all kinds of information as to where to go to get help. I'm sure that there's the information about rental assistance that's on there. So let's refer them to there. But yeah, there's a food drive Friday. I was at one yesterday on Wallaceville Road at the YMCA. Yesterday, they had over 2,000 people there, and there will be another one Friday, and there'll be one in Pasadena. I'm planning to come by yours in Pasadena just to see, just to support you if I can, and just to support you if I can. And then there's one in the Galena Park area, Galena Park area of town. There's one on Friday as well. I think it starts around 10 o'clock.
Everybody is on the move. Everybody wants to make sure that everybody has what they need. And Pastor, that's what is so That's what is so different about Texas. Texas is forever uh, racing to the occasion. We're always faster, and we adapt this way of making things happen. And I thank you so much because it takes people helping people.
Well, you've heard it say that everything is big in Texas, and I believe that everything is big in Texas, but everything is big in God's eyes as well. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So we serve a great big God. We serve a great big God that can do all things, all things. And so wherever we are today, let's don't get stuck in fear. Let's move forward in faith and realize that God is trying to show you where places you can go for help. So let's don't get stuck in fear. Let's get moving, and because help is out there for all of us.
And you know what, Pastor, now we're talking at the meeting with our directives for Houston response.
Mm-hmm.
As we move, we're getting ready for hurricane season. And we're still working on some rebuild projects that I'm getting ready to bring some volunteers that are ready and able. This is the best time for people to know that they can lend a helping hand.
You know, it's one thing, Pastor Carlos, you started off talking about the 11,000 people that came and received food. What if we could find 11,600 people that would go out and volunteer? What would that look like? And so I challenge any person that's out here today to consider volunteering. One of the greatest things that we can do, I think they can see my hands on the screen. One of the greatest things that we can do is offer our hands of service, because when we do that, what we're saying is, I have a need, but I know you have a need as well. And so I'm going to offer my hand of service to help your hand of need. Now, when it comes to readiness in the community, getting ready for hurricanes, all of the pastors that are listening right now, please go to Houston Response website and look at our readiness program. Now, the readiness program, what you will find is information that will help you as a pastor, you as a church, get your congregation prepared for a hurricane. There's no doubt there will be another disaster, and there will. That's not a prophetic word. That's just, there are things that are going to happen. So we have to be ready in case of an emergency. We have to be ready in case of a disaster. So go to Houston Response page, look there for the readiness program, and offer your hands as a volunteer and help us repair some homes in the area.
Pastor, we're going to be airing this program on channel 57.5 with Pastor Jose Martinez, he's ready to have some meetings. He's ready to have some on-studio recording. I mean, this is the new normal, the Zoom calls and Zoom recordings, etc. But you know what? I'm so eager and so ready to hug my brothers and to share and to eat all together, Pastor. It's not the same when you are not able to just be around people that you love and that you like. And I think this new normal is teaching us a few things. But the one thing that is really the resonating the hardest, Pastor, is that there is people that at one point they weren't really ready for help. Now they're more willing and they're more able to do it.
Yes. Now they're more willing to help, and that's why I say to anyone that's out here, don't ever think that you can't do something or you can't help. We had over 90 volunteers at our mega food drive. Some of the volunteers I did not know, they just wanted to help. Do your small part. Your small part adds up and it makes a big difference. So whatever you can do, get involved as a volunteer and go out and help somewhere. It will make a difference.
Hurricane Harvey resulted in the largest housing disaster in U.S. history. Over a year later, tens of thousands of families are still displaced or living in damaged houses. Recovery is far from finished and could take over a decade to complete. But together, we can make a difference. Volunteer in your community today and help turn damaged houses back into homes again for families just like yours.
Amen, Pastor. So one thing is for sure, and it's so clear in our eyes is that people is trying to help people. There is also the big movement for the mask. Let's take care of each other. You know, and it never ceases to amaze me, Pastor, that for many weeks the churches were closed.
A million masks. I'm sorry, 1,000 churches doing a million masks.
Yes.
We are having a big push on that. So if you have any pastors that are listening right now and their church wants to get involved, again, they can go to the Houston Response website and they can find out how to become either a distributor of masks, they can be a producer of masks, they can sign up and give a donation to, but they can get involved in the 1,000 churches, a million masks produced for our Houston community. And what we're going to do is give those out into the churches, give those out into different functions that are happening in the community, and we're going to give them to a neighbor. So not only will you get a mask, but you'll be able to give a mask to a neighbor, and that's a great gesture and a great thing to do.
Thank you so much, Pastor, and thank you so much for your time. Thank you, audience. Uno más, Pastor.
Happy Mother's Day to America. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out in the community. This is Mother's Day weekend. My mother is still with me, and I love my mother dearly. My wife is here. I love my wife as she takes care of our family. And I just want to say to all of the mothers out there, we would not be who we are without you as our mother. So God bless all of the mothers that are out there today.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Yes, it is Mother's Day this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mommies and my mother that is now in heaven. Mom, I miss you more than ever. So, Pastor, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Hermanos que están escuchándonos, si usted necesita ayuda, márquenos al teléfono. I'm going to have your phone number there, Pastor Clark. I'm going to have my phone number there and our website so they can contact us through HoustonResponse.org. I want to say that we are doing a tremendous job, but he wouldn't be able to do it without Tommy, that is all over the place now.
Yes, our executive director, Tommy Rosen, is literally on phone calls and all over the place. But what he's doing is making sure that churches can come together for rebuild efforts, for readiness programs, and for a huge mass program. So he's doing a great job out there in the community, and we applaud him for his effort.
Thank you so much, Pastor. And I thank you again for your time.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, everyone.
God bless you, Pastor. Thank you so much. Audiencia, muchísimas gracias. Esto fue Cada Quien Sus Cosas.
Cada quien sus cosas, con su anfitrión Carlos González. Te invitamos a estar al pendiente de horarios y a ponerte al día con pláticas, reflexiones y entrevistas del momento. Cada quien sus cosas, con Carlos González.